Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this Thursday night. Back to you again with another video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet. But most importantly, tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never ever miss an upload and you can be notified of when I go live. So you never miss a beat, you never miss an upload. Because if you do, you miss out. That's all I gotta say about that. And you can come in the chat and talk to me about wrestling, about politics, sports, sex. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to talk about. Open forum. So come in the chat. It's open right now. And if you're watching on YouTube or if somewhere anywhere else, that's all I gotta say about that. So come on in. Let's talk some wrestling and anything else. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back up on the internet. I was off a couple of days, about almost 2 days, because of the stupid storm, tropical storm Isaias, and knocked out my internet for a day. Almost, like I said, almost 2 days. I couldn't. I was doing something on. I was doing something Tuesday night. I mean, the storm came and went Tuesday, and then Tuesday night, like all the freaking internet cables just blew, or something happened. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have internet the rest of Tuesday night, and I didn't have any internet, any Wi-Fi internet yesterday, or at all this morning. But when I came home from work around 5:30, close to 6, I checked my cable modem and back up and running. So now I'm back up. You know, the computer still runs a little shitty, but hopefully that'll be fixed. And we'll see what happens. I have to probably play around with my router or play around with the Wi-Fi cables and stuff like that. But there's it. I'm back. So like I was gonna do my AEW review last night, but couldn't do it because of this thanks to the fucking storm. And Optimum sucks dick, not telling what happened, even though I got 3 emails saying that, oh, it's gonna come back about 8 o'clock tomorrow. 8 o'clock comes? Nope. Then I get another email. It's gonna come back at midnight. Midnight comes. No. Then I get another email. It's like, oh, the outage is taking longer than we expected. Be patient. I'm like, fuck you. Just fix the fucking thing. I was getting nervous. I wasn't gonna even do any videos for the next couple of days, until this thing freaking gets fixed. Then I heard today it was gonna come back at 2 o'clock, but I wasn't around at 2 o'clock, so. But so I was kind of getting I got a little nervous. What am I gonna do on my internet? I want to do my videos. I want to talk to you guys. I want to interact on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else. That's all I got to say about that. But I'm back. No worries. Back in the action. So we got 2 videos coming tonight. Right now, we got the AEW. Right now, it is time for your late and out of date AEW Dynamite review for August the 5th, 2020, from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. And later on tonight, probably in about a couple hours, I don't know how long this video is going to last, but hopefully it'll make it a little short. It's probably about, I would say maybe about 12, I would say between 12 and 1:30 maybe. You get your NXT review, because I watched both shows last night. I mean, I watched most of AEW last night, and then I fell asleep because I had to get up early for work. And then I came home, we watched the rest of AEW, and then I skimmed through NXT. So we talked about a lot of wrestling tonight. And some interesting things happening today with Marty Jannetty admitting that he killed somebody. He didn't jump out of a window to escape or anything, but So, Marty Jannetty's fucked up, man. I think he needs to go to rehab, or he needs to jump out of another window to escape, as Bobby Heenan used to say. But man, fuck Marty Jannetty. Fuck him, man. I mean, dude should be in jail now because he confessed to a murder. So now, the police, wherever he lives, the police should, go find him and put him in jail. Just because he almost got raped by a guy. It is what it is. So, but, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Marty Jannetty. We all thought that Marty Jannetty was in a hole, something happened. Came out of his home, confessed that he killed somebody. Go figure. Go figure. The wacky world of wrestling strikes again. It is what it is. But like I said, fuck Marty Jannetty. And then that's all I got to say about that. So fuck him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this Thursday night, like I said, it's time for your AEW Dynamite review for August the 5th, 2020. So we're getting closer and closer to All Out 3 coming your way September the 5th, 2020, probably from Jacksonville, Florida. Because they got nowhere else to go. So unless they try to pull WWE and go somewhere, but I think they're going to be their main pay-per-view. Most of their pay-per-views are going to be probably at Daly's place in Jacksonville. So I think All Out will be in Jacksonville. I wish it was in Chicago, but this fucking virus, all the cities and states, have tons of cases, and this fucking virus is going out of control, and we really can't stop it. Some guy had a solution for it, like that the country should shut down again. No, that's not going to happen because people will be pissed. They can't work. They can't get their money. Still be wearing masks and doing social distancing and everything, but everything be at phase 1 again. Most states are still at phase 1. They can't even get to phase 2 because the cases are going up every single day. Just fucking crazy. New Jersey's going up now, which fucking sucks around here. So, but Governor Murphy's doing his best. I don't know. I forgot what phase we're in. I think we're in phase 2 or phase 3. We're going. I don't know. Well, I thought we were going to go to phase 4, but it is what it is. New York City's in phase 4. Nothing really new. I mean, you're still getting some cases, but not as much. Some hospitalizations. The deaths are going down. They're not that many deaths. Like we go between like maybe 2 to like as much as maybe 10, but not much in New York City. So New York City is kind of doing good. Other places like in the Northeast, I don't know about, like Connecticut and like Boston, and I don't know what the cases are down, what the status is down there, up there, but. Or if you're in Florida, you're in Texas, you're in Arizona, you're in California, you're fucked. Because they keep going up every single day. It's going to keep going up for the rest of this fucking year and probably into next year. And they already announced concerts for next year in Europe and some around here. I know there's going to be a Lamb of God concert. I don't know with who. I think it's Lamb of God, probably with guests. Let's put it that way. But Lamb of God, I think, is headlining a concert on Rose's birthday, which is July the 24th, if you want to know. July 24th at the PNC Bank Art Center, Homedale, New Jersey. And I asked Rose if she wanted to go. She's like, "Yeah, I'll go on my birthday. Yes, why not?" So sign me up if we can go. If this fucking virus fucking ends, hopefully, and we can go to the PNC. It's gonna probably be limited. I don't think it's gonna be packed at the PNC. As long as I can go, I can finally go see a concert. I don't care if it's Lamb of God. I don't care if it's Testament. I don't care if it's Slayer, even though Slayer's kind of retired, but it is what it is. I don't care if it's Motley Crue or Def Leppard or Bon Jovi or Billy Joel. Or in this moment, I really wish to come back. Or Black Label Society or Slipknot. Anything. I want to go to a concert. I'm fucking bored. I want to go to a wrestling show. I don't know when wrestling shows are gonna come back. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe early next year. Hopefully. I know, it's gonna come back slowly, with not that many fans. I mean, the most I'll probably get is like at an indie show, maybe 50 to 100 people. Not gonna be like, like a lot of people. Like maybe like most will probably get like if you're like Ring of Honor, you probably have 200 to maybe 500, maybe 1,000, but they'll have a limited amount of people there. Who knows if WrestleMania is going to happen in California? I highly doubt that, because they might take it out of California, put it in Florida, but Florida's all fucked up, so I doubt Florida's going to get it unless they do it at the Performance Center again. Even though Vince doesn't want anything in the Performance Center anymore. That's why SummerSlam, it's 2 weeks away, and we don't know where it's going to be. There was a rumor that it was going to be in the Northeast, and the only place I can think of in the Northeast is Titan Towers in Hartford, Connecticut, or Stamford, Connecticut, whatever it is. So that's where SummerSlam might be. Or it's going to be on a boat. I don't know. I don't know where SummerSlam is going to be. All Out, it's probably going to be in Jacksonville. I know it's like a month, just about a few weeks away, like 3 or 4 weeks away from that. So around Labor Day weekend. That's nice. I don't know. But we have to keep abreast of the news, and hopefully we'll find out where SummerSlam is going to be, where All Out might take place, and all that other good shit. So, I'll let you guys know. Joe Cronin and JD and others will let you know. But get it here first. What it is. That's that. So yeah. So this fucking virus is continuing on, and just uppity. That's all I gotta say. Just gotta take it day by day, and that's that. Hopefully we'll start getting back to normal, and this virus can fucking go away. But it doesn't look like it's gonna be going away anytime soon. Probably not the rest of this year. We're probably gonna get another wave. It's gonna go all through September, all through the fall, all through the winter, probably into next spring and maybe next summer, before maybe we'll get somewhere. But social distancing will be a thing for the next 3, 5, maybe 10 years. We're gonna be wearing masks. It's gonna be looking like fucking Mars or something like that. And who knew the future was gonna be like this? Who knew back then when we started with 2020, we had the Y2K thing. We all thought the world was gonna end. What happened? Nothing happened. When we got to 2000, then they had 9/11 in 2001, and we had the War on Terror, which lasted a long time. We're still kind of doing it with certain things, like the Taliban's still around, ISIS is still around. With guys like Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, or Osama bin Forgotten, as some people say, they're dead, thankfully. All those all those guys are dead and in hell sucking each other's dicks. But no, every year is different. And who thought that 2020 would start off, with this fucking virus? And we didn't know, when it really started in November in China, and then it spread over to the United States in late January into February and it really kicked into gear in March. And now, we're 8 months into the year, and we're all most of the states are fucked. The whole country's fucked. Maybe in Mexico, Canada, and Europe and Asia, they're fucked. They're trying to get a vaccine. They're in phase 3 with the fucking vaccine. They want to get it out hopefully by the end of the year, but I think it's gonna come probably in January or February of next year. They tested it on people and it's not working. Because I think people are getting sick, getting real sick. I think to the point where people die. So I don't think there's gonna be a real cure or a real vaccine to stop this fucking thing. I don't think so. But you never know. You never know. And that's all I gotta say about it. So we move along from there. We got, sports is happening. The New York Rangers are out of the playoffs because they got swept by the Carolina Hurricanes. It fucking sucks. So hockey's basically done for me. Really quickly. I thought the Rangers would maybe go to at least to the next round, but now they got a 12.5% shot at the number 1 pick, which would be nice. I don't know if they're gonna get it. I probably doubt it, but you never know. They got the Islanders tonight, looking for the sweep against Florida. So at least one New York team is still in the playoffs. As much as I hate the Islanders, I still do. I'm not really gonna root for them. I hope they get beaten, they get destroyed in the next round. But we'll see. The Mets won yesterday. They beat Max Scherzer and the Nationals 3-1. Scherzer went down with an injury, so that's going to kill the Nationals' momentum. And the Mets are 3.5 games out of first place. And even though the Marlins have only played 6 games, and we play the Marlins tomorrow at Citi Field, that should be fun. The Marlins are still in first place by the percentage, by the win percentage, because they played 6 games, and most of the other teams have played 13, 14 games by now. So we're going to see a lot of doubleheaders with the Marlins, because they got to finish the season. They got 54 games left, and most other teams have 45, 47 games left. So, the Mets are 5-8. Not a great record, but even a bad record could probably get you into the playoffs. But we'll see over the next coming weeks, and hopefully nothing really bad happens with any other teams getting COVID, and at least the Yankees lost. That's fun. Even though I think they won yesterday. Whoop-de-damn fucking do. I don't even know if they played today. I don't care. I know the Mets are off today. They play Miami at home tomorrow, this weekend, so that should be fun. Maybe get to watch that game tomorrow. I gotta work. I got a long day of work Saturday, so I'm not gonna be able to watch the game Saturday unless the game's at 1:00. And maybe I can listen to it at work, but because we have a radio and everything. But I'll be busy working, so on my break I'll probably either listen to the end of the game or listen to the highlights or watch the highlights on MLB.TV or MLB, the make MLB channel. I can catch the highlights or lowlights or whatever. And that's that. And that's it. That's all I got to talk about. I know I bored you for like 19 and a half minutes, and I haven't got to the AEW review, but it is what it is. All right, let's get into AEW. Let's talk some wrestling. Let's talk about bullshit. All right, so AEW last night, great show. We had Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho, Le Champion, and having their debate, which was kind of interesting with their special moderator. which was spoiled, or we all know who it was. I'm not gonna say who it is for people that have not watched the show, but if you haven't watched the show, you should have watched the show. We had a 12-man tag to open the show. I'll get to that in a minute. We had a tag match with the Proud and Powerful or LAX, Santana Ortiz against the Best Friends. We had Jon Moxley defending the AEW title against Darby Allin. And we had a couple of other things on the show as we're gearing up towards All Out, coming up in a couple weeks. Next week we got Tag Team Appreciation Night. Should be pretty freaking exciting, and we'll see what happens with that. We had Cody Rhodes and his best friend Matt Cardona taking on the Dark Order of the Beaver Boys, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And that's that. We didn't have any women's action really, but we had women's action on Monday with the Women's Cup tournament, which was kind of interesting. We had the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy and Allie. They defeated I forgot who they beat. They beat some team. I forgot who it was. And then you had Tay Conti and Anna Jay teaming up, and then Anna Jay in not in her Dark Order gear. They took on I believe they took on they took on Penelope Ford and Mel S, I think her name is. So they won, and then I think the Nightmare Sisters beat. It could be either way. I don't remember, but I know the Nightmare Sisters. I think they beat Ariane and Nyla Rose, and I thought that might have been the team to beat because of Nyla. It looked like Nyla hurt her leg, so she might be out of action for a while, which is not good. Sucks. I just hope this thing with Ariane is a one-time deal and she's gone from AEW, but who knows? A lot of people saying Anna Jay and Tay Conti, look to be a great team, good-looking team. And we'll see what happens next Monday night as the second set of quarterfinal matches will happen, and then we have the semifinals, and then I think the finals are All Out, or they're going to be before All Out. I'm not sure. But we're going to get the winners of the first ever AEW Women's Cup. And we'll see who it is. I will not be surprised if it's the Nightmare Sisters, but it is what it is. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on from there. All right. Excuse me. All right, we got a couple people in the chat. Let's get to the chat for a little bit. We got my good buddy, Javier Alejandro Pansecasa from Mexico. He says hello. How you doing, Javier? Thank you for watching. How did you like the Orange Cassidy promo? I'll get to that in a little bit, but it was kind of funny. And then he was not talking, and then Jericho was just basically talking to spoiler, Eric Bischoff, saying that he's the greatest wrestler of all time. And then Cassie just takes the mic and he's like it's a freaking rubber mic and I'm talking now, And then he starts talking about global warming, which made Bischoff happy, and then he fucking wins the debate. How do you win a debate? You don't win a debate, really. It's not like you're watching. You're not watching if it ever does happen, Biden and Trump. And then Biden just buries freaking Trump into the ground, and everybody's like, "Oh, he won! He won the election!" No, he didn't. He won one stinking thing, and where he didn't win, he just had a good night. He had a lot of good points, and Trump really couldn't come back from it. But I don't even know if they're gonna even do a debate at this point. Because with this fucking virus, where they're gonna hold it? They were supposed to have, I think, a thing in Jacksonville. I think the Republican National thing in Florida, and that's probably not gonna happen. And then it was supposed to be another one. I don't remember where it was gonna be. But that I think is getting canceled. And then Biden was supposed to pick his running mate, and everybody thought it was going to be Kamala Harris. And probably will be, who knows. So we'll get our first female vice president candidate. I think the first one, I'm not sure. Or it might be, if you think about Geraldine Ferraro. But then again, so that's really, I think, the second one. The second female vice presidential nominee. Just hope Biden doesn't win, because, if Biden, someone kicks the bucket, we're going to finally get our first female president. And how that's going to, let's see how that goes. And, the country's going to go into the hole. Not that we're already in the hole. We're like in a grave right now. We can't get out because of this fucking virus. And everything is going on in America. Fucking violence and shootings and riots and protests. It's fucking insane. Racism and all this shit. That's that. This world is fucked up, and I wish I lived on planet Mars or planet Saturn. Then again, it could be in Uranus. That sounded so bad. I know. Not that I've seen Uranus. It's pretty dark in there, but have you seen my Uranus? No. It is what it is. I could, in a real world, I'd be like, in a perfect world, I'd be living on planet Vegeta or planet Melmac with Alf eating cats or something like that. Really, planet Vegeta, but because I'd be with Vegeta. I am the Prince of all Saints, Kakarot. Sprinkles. I love sprinkles on my ice cream, Kakarot. Final Flash. Okay, no, that's not enough. DB's Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball GT. Well, GT sucked. And, yeah, GT sucked. That's out of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Kai, and Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT fucking sucked. Even though Vegeta went Super Saiyan 4, that's the only. And then they fused into Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4. That's the only good thing I actually liked was them fusing into Gogeta. I think Vegeta is better personally. Because when they fused as Vegeta, basically it was basically Vegeta. You'd hear Vegeta's voice, for most of it. You couldn't barely hear Kakarot. It was mixed. But it felt like Vegeta was the whole thing, and the whole embodiment of that whole thing. That's why he kicked Majin Buu's ass, and then Majin Buu had to trick him and engulf him, and then he supposedly was supposed to, become Super Buu, Super Ultra Buu. Well, he was Ultra Buu. He took Gotenks and became very Super Gotenks, and then he took Piccolo, and then he took Ultimate Gohan, became Ultimate Buu, and he took Vegeta, and everybody, we thought it was gonna be like Super Ultimate Buu or something like that. But if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, the Buu saga, what happened? They beat Buu, and then Buu turned into Kid Buu, and even Super Saiyan 3 Goku couldn't beat his ass, and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta even though when he was got the halo because he was dead back, because he killed him, he blew himself up, but then he comes back to life and then tries to help. He helped Goku, like I said, become Vegito, and then when they separated, and they went to the Supreme Kai's planet, and then they were beating Kid Buu on Supreme Kai's planet. Vegeta, even Goku and Vegeta couldn't even do it by themselves. And then, as we all know, what happened at the end. I'm not gonna get to it. If you haven't seen it, just go YouTube it or buy the DVD. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, enough talk about fucking anime. Sound like I'm fucking wrestling. Fuck you. But it is what it is. Fuck that guy. He's fat. He's a pedophile. But I digress. Okay, so Orange Cassidy promo was pretty funny. It was pretty good. I'll get to that in a minute. We only talk AEW or also NXT. I'm going to talk AEW first, and then maybe a little later I'll talk about NXT. Probably another couple hours I'll talk about NXT. So you get two for the price of one. So hopefully you'll be back a little bit later for my my NXT review. I'm going to do this video, edit it up, and then I'm going to have a late dinner, and then I'm going to watch a little TV. Probably come back probably around 12:30, 1 o'clock my time. That's Eastern time. So you have that. All right, my good buddy Thunder Knuckles. Incorrect, correct. Don't forget the role model. We saw her. Yes, we did see Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. As we saw, we had Big Swole take on, her, who knows she took, who she took on. An opponent of Britt Baker's choosing, which we all knew who it was going to be, and we all knew what was going to happen. So we got that. And all right, so let's start off the results and all that stuff. We start off with match number one right away. We got the 12-man tag. They got the Revival, Cash Wheel, and Dax Hardwood teaming up with the Elite, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega. They take on the Dark Order of Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, who sucks dick. We had Stu Grayson. We have Evil Uno, and then we had members of his group, number 5 and number 9, because Dark Order is like a fucking Slipknot, a rip off a Slipknot, but it is what it is. But this match was chaotic and had some interesting things happen, and an interesting ending. But it is what it is. It's also with Brody Lee and Nick Jackson starting, and then Matt Jackson comes in. He beats up number 9. Then they go to work on number 9, no potion number 9, but number 9. They just beat a little bit crap out of him. Tags in the Cash, tags in the Dax. Then they tag in Adam Page, drops an elbow, then tags in Kenny. He drops an axe on him. And they're just beating a little bit Jesus out of him. And then we get a shooting star press from Page for a 2 count. And then Stu Grayson and Evil Uno are in to send everyone out of the ring. They grab Kenny and Adam Page, but in comes Style to save them. Then we get a 4-on-3 suplex to the Dark, and it stops the pin. Then we go to the outside. Brody hits a kick to the gut of Kenny. Rolls him back in, and Stu Grayson tags himself in, tags in Evil Uno. They send Omega into the corner. They get a splash and an uppercut and a kick from Uno. Then Grayson back to Uno. So they're going back and forth, which was pretty cool. Uno tags in Grayson and flies off a clothesline for a near fall. Then a tag to to 5, and Omega eats a snapmare, and then a splash on the cover for a near fall. Kenny comes back with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He tags in Dax, comes in with a couple leg drops, and then an elbow drop and a headbutt for a near fall. As Grayson comes in to stop the pin. Dax sends 5 into the corner, tags in Cash, who puts his knees up. Dax sends 5 directly into the knees. And they whip it to the corner, gets reverse. Cash hops over and hits the ropes. He scoops a slams 5 down hard. Grayson comes in and gets a back suplex for his troubles. Uno comes in, they hit a clothesline. Cash comes in, then Adam Page comes in at the same time, but the heroes kick all 3 of them in the face, and then 5 with a roll for a near fall. Tags in and chops him and whips him, misses a clothesline. Page sends him into the corner. Kenny comes in, hits a splash in the corner at the same time. The Bucks hit those patented kicks, not the super kick, but those insecurity type kicks. And Omega with some right hand sends Grayson into a German suplex. Uno comes in and gets sent right back out. 5 comes in, gets chopped to living hell while Matt holds him. And then they wheelbarrow slam him. Nick hops to the top rope, flies off the top on because he was grabbing his leg. So maybe I don't know if it was a real injury or it was part of the storyline injury, but I think it was a real injury. So then everyone starts checking on him. He removes his brace, his leg brace. So that's not good for FTR. Probably not good for the tag team division, because it looked like they were gonna be Adam Page and Kenny Omega taking on the Revival at All Out, but that may or may not happen depending on the severity of the injury to Dax. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, so they remove him, and Adam Page and Cash take Dax to the back with the doctor, of course. So we never got an update on his condition. I don't think we did, because I didn't hear it. Anyway, in the ring, in comes everyone except Brody and Colt. They stomp out Omega as the Elite welcome to the back, like I said. Then it's like basically a 6-on-3. Omega with a head scissors takedown, tag the Lee, who comes in just as Matt gets tagged in. He slams Matt down for a near fall. In comes Evil Uno and Sue Grayson, who hit a powerbomb to Matt, and they stack him up for a near fall. Grayson whips Matt to the corner, tags in Brody Lee, who tags in Uno, tags in 5. I mean, tag after tag after tag after tag. That's what good 6-man tag teams do. I think it's the first time we ever seen a 12-man tag. I could be wrong, but first time I've seen it. They beat the living crap out of Matt in the corner. Colt with a splash off the second rope for a near fall. He tags in Evil Uno, chops in the corner. Lee looks over to Colt. Matt fights out of the corner. Uno tosses Matt's leg to Rick Knox. Knox holds it. And then Uno kicks him in the head for a near fall. Brody Lee comes back, sends Matt to the ropes. Grayson kicks. Omega kicks Lee as he hits the ropes, so Lee drops him on his butt. And then Brody Lee sends Matt to their corner, and he looks for a tag. Cole comes in, kicks him in the midsection. So they're beating up on Matt for a while. And then Matt, with a kick out of the corner, hops to the top rope, flies off with a modified blockbuster. He looks for a tag, but Uno is there to pull Nick off the apron. Uno then kicks Nick into a belly-to-belly suplex. And then we see Stu Grayson on the ramp. Matt tries to swipe at him. And then Matt sends Colt off the apron, dies with a flip on everyone, then ducks on to Brody Lee on the outside, goes back in the ring, runs under 5 to tag no one. And then we see Adam Page come back, gets on the apron, and then he finally gets the tag. So we have a fresh Adam Page. He goes berserk, as he usually does, that cowboy shit. So we get that, and it's just other chaos. Page flies over the top on the Colt, runs back in, clotheslines 5 out, dives over the top to the outside on another member, back to the apron, waits for one of the members to stand. Uno holds his leg, and then Paige kicks Angel on the apron. I don't know who Angel is, but I think I wrote that wrong. Paige goes to the top rope. Then Lee gets to the apron. Paige turns and moonsaults on all the members of the Dark Order except for Brody. He throws 5 in the ring as Brody watches on. Paige sends 5 into the corner, and he's like begging for Brody Lee to come in. So Lee comes in, gets in the face of Adam Page. They go at it. They go back and forth. Lee reforms. Page kicks. Then the Dark Order are there to hold the ropes. Page falls to the outside. He hits the ropes and hits a suicide dive. Something we rarely see from Brody Lee. Says back to Grayson. They set Page on the shoulders of Colt on the second rope. Colt drops to the mat. Taz called it the Chicago skyline. I don't think that's how it is. That's how it looks. Whatever. Anyway, it was kind of cool. Whoops. Got my drink. Nothing didn't spill. Goes for an info. Kenny comes back in to stop it. Then I think it was 5 hits a stomp off the top rope. Tags in Stu Grayson, hits a 450 as he hits the ball in the corner onto Mega. Goes for an info. And then in the ring, Lee tries for that spinning discus clothesline, but spins right into the studio. Super kicks by the Bucks, and then they super kick everyone. Have a super kick party! And then Omega locks up Lee from behind in a full Nelson. Then the Bucks hit Brody with double super kicks. Omega transitions right into the Snapdragon suplex. Omega tries for the lariat. Adam Page tries for the buckshot lariat. Lee rolls out of it, and Page almost hit Omega right in the face as the Dark Order pull out the Bucks. Lee then turns Adam Page inside out with that big discus clothesline. 1, 2, 3, the Dark Order pick up the win in a long ass match to read, but it is what it is. That's all my notes I had. But probably missed a lot of moves, but still a pretty good opener. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. Sucks that Dax got hurt. I don't know what his status is. He might be out for a couple weeks, maybe months, depending on the severity of it. I guess we'll find out next week on the program. But I think they were supposed to be in the tag team appreciation night because it was basically hosted by them. But probably not gonna may or might not get both of them. But maybe we'll just get Cash Wheeler and that's it. But we'll see what happens with that. And we move on from this. Like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for all that. And that's all I got to say about that. And we move on. And if I could get my notes back, that would be really great. All right, here we go. All right, then we go to a video from earlier in the day. We see a minivan pull up to the arena, and out come the best friends, Chucky T and Trent. They're in I think it was Chucky T's mom, Sue. Remember that van when it came out a couple weeks ago? It was her van, and they park it somewhere safe so it doesn't get stolen. You know, so like the Butcher and the Blade or the Lucha Brothers steal it, like they stole the Revival's truck. So we'll see what happens with that. They're in action against I think the Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, but we'll see what happens with that as we move on. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get a promo from the AEW champion, Jon Moxley. And basically he's talking about his demons back in the day when he was younger. He said he'd go to the ring and it felt like he was wrestling a ghost. He said the people that cared about him would often try and talk him out of stuff, try and say, don't wrestle that guy, don't wrestle this guy, don't wrestle in that death match. But looking back, he wished he listened to them because he paid a big price. Yeah, you think? But he was, CCW World Champion back in the day and had a lot of disgusting, bloody death matches in his time. But it is what it is. He says in some cases, though, he wouldn't change a thing. So he gets why Darby pointed at his belt last week, challenging for the title, which he's going to defend tonight. And ironically, though, Dean has become the advocate, the voice of reason, the person concerned for someone's health, because he knows that Darby will come at him, and not stop until he can't move. And it won't cross his mind once that the last time they wrestled, he almost broke Darby in half, almost broke his neck. He doesn't want to end Darby's career, but the title is on the line. He says Darby made himself just like everyone else. He's got to do what he's got to do, and he won't try and talk Darby out of anything. But please, when it's time to stay down, just stay the fuck down. When it's like fuck, but he wants Darby to stay down when he pins him. That's that. So a good promo from Moxley, and we'll see what happens at the end of the show. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And that's all I got to say about that. So pretty good promo. Pretty good. So we'll see what happens later on. All right. I said the best friends were taking on the Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds and John Silver. That was wrong. As we get to match number 2, the best friends, Chucky T and Trent, they take on Santana and Ortiz, LAX, kind of powerful, whatever you want to call them. Pretty good match. Starts off with Santana and Chucky T to start. They lock up. There was a go behind from Santana into a hammerlock. Chucky spins out. Then we get a cravat from Santana, bringing Chucky down to his knees. Chuck escapes, rolls into a headlock takedown, and a kip up from Santana. They hit the ropes. Chuck hops over, dives through the legs, whips to the rope, arm drag into a pin by Chucky for a near fall. Santana kicks him, tags in Ortiz, who gets arm dragged down to the mat. Trent comes in. They start working on Santana. I'm assuming on Ortiz. Ortiz comes back with a chop. Then he hits the ropes. Trent hits a double knees to the chest. Then a Northern Lights suplex for a 1 count. Texting Chucky T. Ortiz comes back with some right hands. And a chop to Chucky. He tags in Ortiz. They start going to work on Chucky T in the corner. And then Trent comes in. They get whipped into each other. They link arms and send Santana and Ortiz into each other. And then Trent hits a tornado DDT. Chuck grabs Ortiz and throws him like a lawn dart into a stunner from Trent. That was pretty cool. And then Santana and Ortiz roll to the outside to try to regroup and get themselves together as we go to commercial. We get picture in picture, which really no break. It is what it is. Then the best friends whip Santana in the ropes. They clothesline him down, then drop an elbow. Chucky T's the legal man, sends Santana into the corner, tag into Trent. So they go to work on Santana for a little bit. Santana chops Trent down, tags in Ortiz, comes in, lock the head, and hits a Northern Light suplex for a 1 count. Grabs the leg, locks in a half Boston Crab. And then Ortiz breaks the hold. Trent with a right hand. Ortiz with a right hand. Trent comes back with another one, so they go back and forth. Ortiz sends Trent into the corner head first, tags in Santana. And Santana covers him for a near fall. Trent's back is like really hurt. He's like, you grab him at his back. He's like, really selling that back. It is what it is. That's what people do. Santana locks up and gets a suplex. Tags in Ortiz, comes in. They hit a double team suplex on Trent for a 1 count. And then cover of Trent. And then starts yelling at Sue. I don't know if she was in the audience or where she was, but it was kind of weird. Santana comes in. They try for another suplex. Trent hops out, kicks Ortiz, clothesline Santana. Gets the hot tag to Chucky T. Comes in like a house of fire with a clothesline and a splash. Kicks Santana. Hits Ortiz with a Diamond Cutter. And then suplexes Santana. Goes to grab Santana. Santana knees him back from Ortiz. Then he hits Soul Food. And then the Falcon Arrow for a near fall. And then they chop Ortiz. He sits Ortiz up on the top on the ropes. Taxing Trent's up. The shoulders. Then they hit a superplex to Ortiz. Chuck looks for the tag, but Santana pulls Chucky T off the apron, and then Ortiz starts beating him up. Tags in Santana. Trent whips Ortiz. Santana gets Santana gets time cutter. Then he's the power. Put Trent up. Start kick to Santana. Tags Ortiz. Go for the speech perfect Chuck's there, saying Chuck standing off the top with a 1925 1-2 win over LAX, and pretty decent match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. But it's not the last that we've seen from Chucky T and Trent. We see guys what like 10 people. It's all losers, and we'll get that just a little bit. And all right, then we go backstage. We're live at MJF headquarters, and he wants to show us where the magic happens. No, not his bedroom, which is micro penis, but it is what it is. Walks into a room, fires a bald man for giving him a terrible gum. It wasn't Wrigley's. No, it wasn't Hubba Bubba. Well, I don't know what it was. MJF's making posters and pins and shipping them all across the world. Hey, send some my way. Hung on the wall. It's a mantra for posting. Everything grabs a left. He's separating principles from everything else. So, that's my computer notifications go off. There's a poll where he's leading. He's beating Trump. No, he's not. He's officially getting a match at All Out. So we're going to see MJF taking on Jon Moxley for the AEW World Title. What happens? The campaign isn't over till the belt is around his waist because we deserve better. He wins. MJF calls him a 125-pound emo kid and how much it would suck to have to face him. And that's that. So that was kind of funny. I guess that was MJF's update that he was supposed to give us this week. I don't know, but it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And that's all I got to say. And like anything else you want to talk about? And that's that. All right, after that, we go in the ring. We have Matt Hardy, well, regular Matt Hardy, not broken Matt Hardy or any version of Matt Hardy. Matthew Hardy, I guess we get. He wanted to work in AEW because he wanted to feel like he had a say in where his career was going to go. He says when he first got to AEW, he thought maybe he could be an attraction, introduce everyone to the multiverse. He says he's been having a blast, but he listens to his audience, and so does AEW, and the majority of the audience want to see Matt focus on being Matt, the man stronger than death. And he says, off-screen, he still wants to give back. And he talks about Private Party. He's sort of like a pop. And if they ever need anything from him, he has that back. Then he talks about Sammy Guevara. They've been going at it for the last couple of weeks. And Matt got involved in the Inner Circle, Elite Inner Circle Best Friends Jurassic Express match, costing Sammy the match. And Sammy calls him a son of a bitch or son of El Bitch. But it is what it is. He says Sammy didn't want it. He didn't want to step out on his own. In fact, the first time he was here in the ring, Sammy stuck out from underneath the ring to attack him. So what better way to welcome Sammy back than to return the favor? Matt says he no longer desires to help him. So then we see Sammy Guevara crawl out from under the ring. Matt says, Samuel, I knew you'd come. Then they fight. They go back and forth. Matt sends Sammy to the outside. Sammy pulls Matt to the outside. Matt sends him into the barricade, and he sends Sammy into the timekeeper's table and some chairs. Matt sends Sammy into the small table the ring announcers use. He grabs a title from under the ring. He sets the table up, grabs Sammy, but Sammy sends him into the ring post. Sammy fights Matt on the table. He throws a chair at Matt's face. I mean, really hard into the face. Sammy to the top of the ramp. Sammy jumps and spins off the top, landing on the mat. And you see Matt busted wide open. I mean, wide open. He was gushing blood, a crimson mask, if you will. Then we see Matt sitting in his own blood and wood from the table as Sammy stands tall on the ramp. So it looks like we're leading to Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy, probably some extreme match. or maybe with stipulation or something like that. Hardcore match at All Out, and probably Matt Hardy will win, but we'll see. And that's that. So we see we see a lot of blood. Not a lot of. We'll see. Matt Hardy was bleeding. Then later on, we see John Moxley got busted wide open. So we see some blood, motherfuckers. Blood. Yes, the Attitude Era is back. No. So we got blood, which is nice. And that's it. So we'll see what happens with this situation between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. And I gave all that 3.5 out of 5 stars. And like I said, it's probably going to lead to a match between them at All Out. And we'll see what happens. Then we move on. All right, and we go backstage. We see Santana Ortiz by the minivan of Sue. Not Susie Q or not Sue Young or anybody like that. It's Chuck E. Cheese's grandma or mother, I think. The minivan. So the camera is in the back seat. I don't know how the camera was in there. Why? So they start busting the crap out of the van, smashing the windows, smashing the tail lights and the front lights, making a real mess of it. Then Santana slams a sledgehammer into the front window and just leaves it there. It questions whether they think this is a joke or not. Then Santana has a spray paint, and they do a big old NWO. They spray Sue on the side of it, and then put a big X in her name. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It looks like we're going to get Best Friends LAX Part 2, maybe at All Out. And the winner gets Sue's van. I don't know. You know how stupid that will probably sound, but it is what it is. So this is going to be a nice little feud going on. And we'll see what happens with that. So I give that segment 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, match number 3. We got the Dark Order. We have the Beaver Boys, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. They take on Matt Cardona, otherwise known as Zack Ryder. Woo, woo, woo. Come out with really generic music and a lot of pyro and fire, which is always nice. He comes out with his best friend, Cody Rhodes, who comes out with Arn Anderson. And match was all right. Nothing too big or anything. I think the predictable ending. Starts out with Cody beating up on the leg of John Silver. Silver shoves Cody out the corner. Cody shoves back. And then Cody starts beating him up. Hits a delayed suplex for a 1 count. Then he works on the arm, tags in Matt, comes in and checks the chin and sends Silver into the corner. And he whips him, and Matt ducks and gets kicked. And single leg flip, slapjack, and a pin from Matt. It's a near fall. Gets a kick, then another one. And then John Silver comes back, gets a tag to Alex Reynolds, hits a suplex, but Matt floats over and hits a neck breaker for a 1 count. Tags in Cody. All right, sorry about that technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened. Maybe Matt Cardona shut down my stream, or the Dark Order shut down my stream. Fuck you, man. That's all I gotta say about that. So hopefully we'll come back on YouTube. But if not, sorry. And we're back. I think we're back on YouTube. So that's that. All right, so we had Matt Cardona's AEW debut, picks up the win, and that's that. All right, then we go backstage where we see Trent and Chucky T nearby the damaged van, and looks like it got more spray paint and just broken apart since the last time we saw it. Trent's pissed, calls Santana Ortiz cowards. Chucky says they only had to ask for a rematch, and when they beat them, Santana Ortiz will personally have to apologize to Trent's mom on speakerphone. Ooh. So if they get the rematch, I'm gonna have them publicly apologize to Sue on speakerphone. That should be fun. We're sorry. We're not sorry. We hate your fucking guts. So that's that. So we'll see what happens with that as we move on. And so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, there we get. I guess we're getting to the debate. So Sammy Guevara comes out with some cue cards, and then we go picture in picture, and we see him say, one says, "Hey Orange," and then another one says, "Like Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle." Next one is, "You're going to lose." Then it says, "Not only is the Demo God a master in the ring, he's master on the mic, master on the stage. He's a master entertainer. He's a master debater." Master debater. Oh, I don't want to know. I don't know how I don't know how Sammy knows that Jericho is a masturbator. Get it? So that was kind of funny. So then, toss that one away, shoots us some hashtags. Whoop-de-damn-do. Then we're back to the debate, calling it Super Wednesday Debate 2020. So then we get the guest. We have 2 podiums in the ring. Then we have a big podium like a debate usually is. So out comes the special guest moderator, and it is, "I'm back and better than ever." It's Eric Bischoff, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Bischoff is back. And in AEW, though he's not going to be in AEW for a long time. It's just a one-time thing, which sucks. But it really helped the ratings. I'll get to the ratings near the end of the show. It's out. Thanks us all, and welcomes us to the AEW Super Wednesday debate. So the debate is 5 questions chosen at random, and neither of the town have seen or heard the questions. So Bishop welcomes Orange, then Cassidy. Okay. And then Jericho comes out with Jake Hager, both in suits, looking pretty dapper. So the first question goes to Jericho. So it's, why does Jericho and Orange Cassidy hate each other so much? Jericho says that's easy, but he first wants to say that he's glad Orange dressed the part for the occasion. He calls him a disgrace. Orange then takes out a clip-on tie, puts it on. So Jericho starts getting pissed and says, like, "This is what I hate. No, I despise you. I despise who you are, what you stand for," and follows him and thinks he's great. He's not great. Jericho says people laugh at him. He's a joke. Critics, historians, experts, they all laugh. And Jericho starts laughing at him. He calls him nothing. He's a flash in the pan, a ginger jackass. Damn. Who plays pocket pool on a weekly basis and says he's finished. And then Bischoff asks Cassidy to retort. Cassidy just stands there, has nothing to say. So Bischoff's like, okay. Moving on. Next question. Who is the better wrestler and the biggest star, Jericho or Cassidy? So Jericho says, well, with all due respect, Eric, I'm Le Champion, the Demo God. I've held 50 titles all over the world. Orange hasn't even been out of Florida. Actually, that's not true. And the only title he's ever had was being named the biggest slacker in high school. He bullied him, then went to high school together. Okay. Calls Orange an nerd. And Jericho stands here in a $10,000 suit, looking like $1 million, and Orange smells like Drakkar Noir and batteries. Yeesh, that has to stink. So the Bishop asked Orange Cassidy for his response. Once again, Orange Cassidy says nothing. So Bishop's kind of getting upset. And then he asks question number 3 about global sea levels and wonders what Jericho's thoughts are. Jericho's like, this has nothing to do with it. And then Orange Cassidy finally says something, grabs the little mic, drops a lot of facts without even taking a breath. Jericho's like, what? He's kind of he's kind of flabbergasted. And that's that. And then the next question is, why is Orange so popular? Jericho says he's the epitome of every smart Mark fan. He's lazy, he's arrogant, he's entitled, and he's a pimple on the ass of the pro wrestling business. Jericho says he will beat him next week for the second time, and when he does, and when his hand is raised, Orange will have to give him $7,000 to pay for that jacket that he had a couple weeks ago, which got drenched in orange juice and oranges. He says Orange will then leave AEW and quit wrestling, go back to Jamba Juice, and take his order. And Jericho will not give him a tip. Damn, that's sad. That's sad. And we got Cassidy's response. Basically says nothing because he got owned. Then the last question is, why does the rematch mean so much to both of them? So Jericho's about to talk, and then Orange Cassidy interrupts him, tells Jericho to shut up. And he says, I know what you're doing, Chris. What this is, scheduling a debate against a guy who doesn't speak. He's trying to embarrass him. You're trying to embarrass me. I don't care. You don't care. You don't care. I say, I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care. But he does care about next week. He cares. He says it's the biggest match of his life. It's also the biggest match of Jericho's life. And he's like, can you imagine, Chris? He's Jericho, man. He's done it all. All the things that we can Google later. But he's like, what if you lose Chris next week to the guy that puts his hands in his pockets? So he tells Jericho to look into his eyes, look at the man that is going to embarrass him, and next week look at the man that's going to beat him. And then Jericho looks at Bischoff, and Bischoff's like, well, I got no other choice but to declare that Orange Cassidy is the winner. And Jericho's like, what? He didn't win. There's no winning in the debate. And then Jericho's like, the global warming thing got me. So Jericho's pissed. He's like, I never liked you, Bischoff. I never liked you for 22 years. And then Bischoff's like, well, it's been 24 years, you idiot, and I know exactly how you feel. So Jericho says that he's going to kick the ever-living shit, yes, he said shit, out of Orange Cassidy next week. In fact, he'll do it right now. So he says, get him, Jake. So Jake Hager beats the crap out of him, puts him on his ass, and then he puts Orange Cassidy's hands in his pockets, and then he whips him right into Jericho. Jericho hits the Judas effect, knocking him out, and that's it. And that ends the segment. So a pretty decent debate. Wasn't great, but still a pretty decent debate. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. Cassidy was funny. It was funny at times with the no talking, and then he starts talking about global warming. I'm like, wait a minute, is this Daniel Bryan or Orange Cassidy? You know, with Daniel Bryan and his, environment stuff that gimmick that he had with the hemp belt, which was fucking hideous. Thankfully, they got rid of that thanks to Kofi Kingston, and that was that. So we see that. So like I said, I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we're gonna see what happens next week on the program with Jericho, Orange Cassidy 2, which will probably be the main event, but we'll see. Depends on what other stuff happens on the show with the tag team appreciation night, and we'll see what happens. And like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that, and we will move on from there. Hopefully, I'm still on. I think I am. This still shows I got 2 people watching, but hopefully more. But it's really a lot more. So if you're still listening, press 1 or type hello or type something in the chat. Let me know you're still watching. And that's that. But NXT review coming up in a couple hours. So we got that. All right, then we go to break. We come back with Tony Schiavone, Tony Schiavone, Tony Baloney, whatever you want to call him. He's with our role model, our best friend, and my best friend and yours, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. She's with Reba or Rebel, and I guess one of her security guards who has her crutches. Britt Baker's in her wheelchair as usual. So Tony brings up Big Swole and how she must go through someone first of Britt's choosing. Britt says that after careful consideration, her choice is Reba. And Reba's like, me? I'm not a wrestler. Even though she was a wrestler back in TNA, part of the Menagerie. Wasn't really a good wrestler, but it is what it is. She's like, please don't let me fight her. Please don't let me fight her. And then Britt's like, get in the ring. And Reba struggles to get in the ring. She tries to roll under the bottom rope and falls almost on her ass. So she gets in the ring, and then Big Swole comes out. She means business. No flashy stuff. Basically, it was an okay match. Not a big squash match. It lasted about a minute and a half. So Swole takes it down with a side headlock takedown. Reba escapes, goes for a hammerlock, but Swole escaped that. Clubs on the back. Britt distracts, and Reba attacks from behind, sends Swole into the corner, goes for a suplex, and has a little bit of a problem with it. She still hits it, though. It looked really horrible. Reba rushes the corner with a swinging kick, sends Swole into the mat a couple times, then rolls her over. Reba goes to the top rope. She tries to go for a top rope moonsault, but she's like really nervous and shaky. So she goes down to the second rope, tries to go for the second rope moonsault, and missed horribly as Swole moved. Then she hits Dirty Dancing for the win. So Matt gave 2 out of 5 stars. Just a horrible match. And now Big Swole will get Britt Baker probably at All Out. It probably will be a pretty decent match. I think Britt Baker will win and then make her run at the AEW Women's title that Hikaru Shida has. And we'll see what happens with that. And we will move on from there. All right, now we see Darby Allin coming out wearing a paper cutout of Jon Moxley on his face. And then Moxley comes out from the crowd, of course. So we get to the main event for the AEW World Title, Moxley versus Darby Allin. Moxley goes right into the face of Darby, and he rips off the mask. Darby smacks Moxley, so Moxley punches him square in the mouth. And then we see Darby Allin bleeding from the mouth. But he's like, blood? I'm happy. Ooh, blood. I'm pissed. So they go at it. Darby's like, give me some more. Moxley kicks, whips him into the ropes, misses a clothesline. Darby with a go behind, flips forward, slaps Moxley, and then John comes out with a big clothesline. Lifts Darby up and chops Darby down. And then another chop. Tosses him across the ring. And then he kicks him in the stomach. Like a Jeff Hardy type move. Then hits some elbow drops for a near fall. Goes for a back suplex. Darby escaped. Hits an arm drag, sending John to the outside. He dives through the ropes into Moxley. Then they fight up towards the entranceway. John attacks them the back, then lifts Darby up, sends Darby flying into the post. Ow. John rolls Darby into the ring, calls for a near fall. Pulls the arm across Darby's chest, pulls back from behind. Ow. Darby Stance gets out of it. Moxley clotheslines him. John grabs the head of Darby, hits a right hand, then another one. Darby gets a chop to the chest, then another one, then another one. Moxley comes back with a chop to the home, so we got a chop fest. John grabs Darby out of the corner, he gets drop kicked away. Moxley misses a right hand. Darby goes for another drop kick. John catches him and locks him in a half Boston Crab with a knee to the back. Ow. Starts on the back of Darby, then turns it into a submission, hooking across the chin, bending the leg into Darby. Really sick looking submission. Then he tells Darby to tap, but Darby won't tap. John releases the hold. Darby stands up on the apron. John screams at him, saying, when he tells him to tap, you need to tap. So they're getting pissed. Darby pulls John into the rope, shoulder first. Darby attacks on the outside, climbs back in the ring, hits the ropes, dives through the bottom ropes into Moxley. And then Darby goes back in the ring. John's on the apron. Darby puts John's hand on the top of the ring post, then stands on it. Ow. Moxley pulls back, lands on the outside. Darby then goes off the top with a swanton bomb. As we see John John Moxley kind of looking at his hand, kind of, oh, my head. Darby sends John back in the ring, hits the ropes, springboards, John catches him and looks for a German. Darby lands on his feet, tries for a shoulder block. John grabs him for the paradigm shift. Darby escapes. They lock up. And we get a code red for a near fall. As both men are down, the referee gets the 6. Darby goes to the top rope. Moxley is up. He attacks the back. John locks him up from behind, goes for a German. Darby rolls through, but still falls down. And both men are down, so the referee has to count him out again. John's like, you wanted this. So we get that. And then we see Wardlow come out. He distracts the referee. I think it was Rick Knox. I don't know which referee it was. And then from out of nowhere, we see MJF grab the AEW World title, gets in the ring, clocks Moxley across the face. And then we see Wardlow still talking to Rick Knox. And then he stopped. Knox turns around and sees what's going on. And then Darby Allin gets up really slowly. He looks at what's going on, goes to the top rope, and hits the coffin drop. It looked like we got to get a new champion, but Moxley kicked out at 2.5. And then we see Moxley busted wide open from the belt shot. Probably bladed, but it is what it is. John is slow to get up. Darby waits. John turns Darby with the right hand to the forehead, trying to open up that cut. He gets shoved, kicks out of the corner. Darby flies into and hits a drop kick. Hits the gut, hits some moves to the gut. Hits a go behind into a diamond cutter. Darby is going nuts on Moxley. And hits an elbow, but it looked like a headbutt. Goes for the coffin drop. And Moxley caught him and he locks in a sleeper hold and holds on it tight. Then he drops down, locks the legs and the leg scissors. Somehow Darby's still alive. Moxley then releases the legs. He holds from behind, screams for Darby to go to sleep. Not that kind of go to sleep, but go to sleep. Darby with the fingers up, looks to rake the eyes. Moxley stands, gets some leverage, then releases and hits a Gotch-style pile driver. Taught to him by Mr. Menudo Suzuki, who he had a great match with him back in Japan. Moxley goes to the pin, looks to be over, but he only gets a 2 count as Darby kicks out. Moxley is pissed. He picks up Darby, double underhook right into the paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. John Moxley retains the AEW World Heavyweight title. Pretty decent match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it for AEW Dynamite last night. And that's it. So, pretty decent, pretty good show. I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. A very good show. The ratings are out, and AEW once again won the ratings. They demolished. They almost got 1 million views, and we haven't seen them get 1 million views since the beginning, and I believe September, early October, when they first started. The first 2 weeks they got over 1 million views, and they started going down. They haven't hit 1 million since, but this week they got 901,000 views, thanks to Bischoff. Probably thanks to Bischoff, but maybe some other things constituted that, but it is what it is. So they got 901,000 views to NXT got, I think, 750,000, somewhere around there. Got around 730, 750. I think it was 750,000 views. So NXT didn't do that bad. I'll get to NXT a little later. And some interesting things happened there on the program with Pat Fuck You McAfee and Adam Cole, baby, that I'll get to later. Some interesting things happening there. Some interesting things with Keith Lee and Killer Cross. Talk about that. We got another entrant into the 5-way ladder match for the North American title. Talk about that. We got a couple women's matches. One for the to see who would face Io at TakeOver for the women's belt. It was Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai. See what happens with that. Some interesting things with that. And we got Tegan Knox and Indy Hartwell. Pretty decent match. But we'll get to all that later. So stay with me. I'm going to take a little break, a little snack break. I'm going to watch a little TV. Probably watch a little bit of videos at about, I would say about an hour and a half, about 1 o'clock in the morning here in the Northeast. It's 11:33 now. So about 1 o'clock, I'll be back with my second video tonight talking about NXT. So come back into the chat on that video. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when it goes up live, and you can watch me. We can talk about NXT. We can talk about we can talk about a little more AEW. We can talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, New Japan, anything in the world of professional wrestling. We can talk about Marty Jannetty and him admitting that he's a fucking murderer. Talk a little bit about that. Talk about Raw Underground, which fucking sucked. And whatever else you want to talk about. Baseball, the fucking virus, anything you want to talk about. And that's all I got to say about that. So, like I said, pretty decent show from AEW for Dynamite. So I give it 7.5 out of 10 stars. They won the ratings war again. I think they will win again next week because they got some pretty decent matches. They got Tag Team Appreciation Night. So we'll see what happens with that. We got Cody defending the TNT title against Scorpio Sky. We got Jericho, Orange Cassidy 2, which I think will be ending the show. Like it ended Fighter Fest Night 2. That was a pretty good show. They got a lot of. I think they got a lot of ratings for that show. I don't think they won that week because I think NXT won because of Adam Cole, Bebe, and Keith Lee, that unification match, which Keith Lee won. So they won that week. And then the week after, we had Fight for the Fallen, and AEW came back. And ever since then, AEW's won the last couple weeks. And we'll see what happens next week on the show, on the programs, I should say, and see who wins the war. Because now it's going to get a little interesting because the week after next week, AEW is going to be on a Saturday night as they go head-to-head with TakeOver, the first hour of TakeOver. So who knows what the rating is going to be for that. I'll probably talk about that on either late Saturday night or probably before SummerSlam. I'll do a video. I don't know if I'm going to do the NXT TakeOver review late Saturday night or I'm going to do it early Sunday, but we'll see what happens. And then I'll do SummerSlam the night of SummerSlam. And hopefully we'll get the ratings out for that. But we'll see. And that's that. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to come back at about 1 o'clock, around 1:30 on this channel. Hit that bell to get notified when I go live. And you come in the chat, ask questions, whatever you want, shoot the shit, and have a good old time with me. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. NXT review coming up in a little bit. But for now, I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. I'm probably gonna have a ham sandwich and some of this. And it's sponsored by Pepsi. Yes, product placement. It is what it is. So that's all I got to say about that. So thank you all for watching. I'll be back later, and I'll see you guys later. And if you don't like that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And thank you to Jair for coming into chat, and my good buddy Thunder Knuckles. Join xwf99.com if you want to join the revolution. We just had Warfare, pretty interesting Warfare. It's gonna be interesting. I actually get a Universal title shot against the new champion Sarah Lachlan on the next Warfare from Paris. That's Paris for you stupid people. I'll be taking on Sarah Lachlan for the Universal title in a Eiffel Tower match, and it starts off at the base of the tower, and we have to go up the Eiffel Tower, and the first one to touch the belt gets the win and becomes Universal Champion, which makes kind of no sense. We really should take the belt down from the top of the Eiffel Tower, but somebody's going to die. It's probably going to be me, but I can't die. So if I get thrown and pushed off the tower and I fall flat on my ass and thrown to my death, I'll still come back. So I can't die. Peter Gilmore will never die. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. But if I lose, I lose. I come back stronger than ever. But the RP for when I come back, I'll probably be like in a wheelchair or something like that. It's like somehow I survived. Like God, before I hit the ground, God caught me, and then I levitated to the ground or something. Like I have magic powers or some shit. Or my demon assassin Valerie Sky, saved me with one of her spells or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. But XWF99.com. You can read the results on Warfare. You can join. Maybe be on the next Warfare or the next Savage or the next Anarchy. We got 3 shows. And all leading to our next event, Relentless, or Super Relentless, as they're calling it now, on night 1, night 2, and night 3 at the end of September. So it should be fucking amazing. As the XWF continues as the not the number one, but close to being number 1 E-Fed in the world. So let's get some more people going, and you can vote for the XWF. I don't know what the link is. Maybe Thunder Knuckles will give it to me next time he's in, or whenever the next time he's in. Give me the link to where you can vote for the XWF to be the number 1 E-Fed in on all the internet. Of course it is. And it's the only, not only, but the number 1 E-Fed on the internet today. So join the XWF because I said so. And you can maybe face me someday. That's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody, I'm going to go eat, grab a cold beverage, and I'm going to watch a little TV or watch a couple of videos here on YouTube. Because we got a lot of drama going on in this fucking community. It is what it is. Not the same people, but you got people just I'm not even going to mention it. Just weird idiots running around thinking they run the place when they really don't. Lying up the wazoo. But it is what it is, and this is all that matters. This is all that matters. The real one, not the fake one, not a revival. The real one. That's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on. I'll be back a little later for my NXT review. So I'll come back in a little while, about 1:30. We'll talk about NXT and then sign off on a Thursday night. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.